Hey, good morning and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube Table Enabled. Today we're doing Simon Kufsa Makdalid Shulchan Aruch Yomi Din Sheyachol Lahasnos Al until only two Sifim. You can make it tonight when you do this time. What does that mean? Aleph Notal Adam Yadav Shachras Umasta Aleim Kol Yom Afil Shlo B'Shas Hatzchak. Now this is a Gemara in Chulin on Kovav. When you wash your hands in the morning, you can make it tonight. The Chadchila, the Mishnah says you make it verbally. If not, at least have in mind. The Natilas I'm doing it now is good for everything. Anytime I heat Natilas Yadayim during the day, whether it's Natilas Yadayim for going davening or learning Torah or Natilas Yadayim for a meal, it all works. Now we're going to see that Natilas Yadayim Shulchan Aruch is talking about is the one when you wake up in the morning. The first Natilas Yadayim in the morning, which you do for Shachris. Right? It only works as tonight. Like anytime I go eat during the day or I daven, I don't have to do Natilas Yadayim as long as I'm still keeping track of the fact I'm aware that I washed my hands in the morning and made it tonight. If I forget about that, then it's a problem. Lo yitan fame. And the Ramah added something very interesting over here, that if I dirty my hands, and including that is touching a part of my body that's covered, like sticking my hand in my side of my shirt, that's also a problem. You have to go ahead and wash your hands. It ruins the original natila. V'mayim mitzuim lo. He adds the Shulchan Aruch from the Smog, if you have water when you want to sit down for a bread meal or you want to daven, you shouldn't rely on it tonight. It's a kula. You shouldn't rely on it. You should wash your hands, but don't make a bracha because technically you don't have to make a bracha. You can only make a t'nai on washing your hands in the morning for tefillah. Now, sounds like from the Ramah that if I wash Tilas Yadayim for a meal and I say it's going to be for the next meal, it doesn't work. But the Mishnah Berurah says it would technically work. It's only talking about if I do Natila 10 minutes before the Achila, because halacha, we're going to learn that you're supposed to do Natila takef la Achila right before you do Achila. So I make a Tanai, I do Achila, then I wait 10 minutes and then eat the first meal, so that maybe it'll only work not Mesiach Das for the first meal, but not for subsequent meals. Beis Misha Omid Besuda Beniskar Shanaga B'Shok V'Yerech U'Mukamas Amechusim Ba'Adam Oshachich Barosha. You did Tilas Yadayim for the meal, right? And you touched your thigh, right? Maybe you reached in your pants, or you touch your yarech. I thought yarech was thigh. I guess shok is your calf. U'Mukomos Hamechusim Ba'Adam, or any place which is normally covered under your shirt and things like that. Oshachich Barosha, or you scratched your head. The Chol Chayotzim is any of these things. These were mentioned earlier in the beginning of Shulchan Aruch Orachai, things which require you to deal in Tilas Yadayim. You touch your armpits or your crotch where you have a lot of sweat. Even in the middle of your meal, you have to go back, wash your hands again, and make another bracha on Tilas Yadayim. Now, this is maybe a bracha of Atala, and I'm going to explain why in Ian Tolino I think it is a bracha of Atala, and the Mishnah Berurah is keen to this. He brings a different day, the Rashal, who's holding on this, and says that just by touching a sweaty place in your body, that does not require you to go ahead and wash your hands for a bread meal. The Mishnah Berurah's Machri, he decides that only if you did something really dirty, you went to the bathroom, right, number two, right, you, where excrement came out, as opposed to if you just urinated, Oshanago Makum Matunaf Mamish. I don't know what of mamish means, I guess the armpits or the crotch. Oshahalach v'hiflig, or he took a really long walk, hiflig, I don't know, 25 minutes, an hour, I don't know. Then you would do Netilas with a bracha. If you don't have one of these three things, then the halacha is you do Netilas without a bracha. I'm going to talk more Ian Tolino on, I think we're confusing two things over here. Netilas Yadayim for tefillah, for shachris, which is in the morning. It's not clear you have to do Netilas Yadayim for every time you daven. But the Gemara only talks about Netilas Yadayim in the morning when you wake up. You do Netilas Yadayim before you daven, which is not exactly the same thing as Nagelwasser. I've talked about it in the past. But I'm going to clarify that now. And then there's a whole new thing, a branch of halachas. We're learning about Netilas Yadayim for a Suda. We're confusing the two over here, and I'm going to break it down and explain what I think the correct version should be. Stay tuned. Ian Delina coming up next.